apparently The Rock is pushing for the Snyder
Right.
Cut to come back. Is that actually
Right.
serious?
I don't know. Like, I saw this article pop up on my feed somewhere, and I went into it, and they're like, "Oh, apparently The Rock wants them to bring it back." Now, they weren't very clear on why.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's because The Rock thinks the Black Adam movie fits in better with the Snyderverse. I don't know, but it just seemed really weird that The Rock out of nowhere wants the Snyder Cut back, the Snyderverse back.
Look, now he is a people's champ, so I know that he's kind of doing his best, but he's doing his best to kind of like, you know, sell tequila, sell his energy drink, sell his clothes, and then also get us the Snyder Cut. I know you and I have been wanting the Snyder Cut to come back.
Snyderverse.
Snyderverse, yeah, Snyderverse. The cut, we got the cut, but we want Snyderverse back. We want Ben Affleck's Batman back, or Ben Affleck's version of his thing back. Like, what if anyone can push this, it has to be The Rock, right? He's too high profile. He's too high profile. Everyone loves him. I feel like even the Warner Brothers CEO, whatever, the people will sit down with him and be like, "Man, The Rock, I love you, man. All right, whatever. We'll give it to you. Zack Snyder, come back.
What do you want?" Or, you know what? The Rock's got so much money, he could just go, "I want to be the executive producer. Here, take my money."
Yeah, exactly. And
right?
I think like the problem is that not enough. So the thing is, look, at the end of the day, Zack Snyder himself kind of gave up on it, right? And I wish that I would read more about Zack Snyder being like, "Yeah, no, I would love to do it." But every time read here, I think he's just so fed up with the treatment or everything that he's like, "Whatever, I'm focused on this Netflix thing I'm doing."
I think it's two things. I do think it's partly that. I do think that they I mean, look, if I was in his place, and I mean, I'm not a big high-profile director or whatever, right? But if I was in his place and I had gone through a personal tragedy, what would have been the right thing for my employer to do at that stage would go, "Hey, take your time.
Yeah.
Come back. We will do this then. In the meantime, we have ABC. We will do those and we will release those movies. And then you can come back and reshoot with these guys. We will negotiate with the actors. Don't you worry."
Yeah.
What was not the right thing to do was go out, get somebody like Joss Whedon who comes in, you know, messes shit up, and then
all abusive and everything to the co-stars, like.
On top of that, who got their budget blown out to by another 300 million for the movie to ultimately flop. That is not what I would do. So Warner Brothers is in a hot. The other rumor I did hear was also that HBO Max and Warner Brothers are having an internal fight. Because HBO Max sees a future for the Snyderverse in streaming. Something that we were talking about, and I was thinking about you when I was reading this.
Yo, we should be working for them. They took our idea. Who listened? Right.
Right. So HBO Max thinks there's actually a future for the Snyderverse in the streaming side, but Warner Brothers is pretty much done with that, and they want to go with whatever their vision is. First of all, do they actually have a vision? Who knows? But their vision. So it's ridiculous. Like, Warner Brothers know nothing about this stuff, but they want to actually go through and do this.
So I do want to bring up the article I think that you read. It's from a website called We Got This Covered, and apparently the report comes from someone, another I think publisher or whatever you want to call it, called Small Screen. And I just found it really interesting because I was just reading this like in terms of what is happening. And basically the intel coming from Small Screen is that obviously he's fighting to restore the Snyderverse because he loved the Snyder Cut Justice League that we all loved.
I've seen it 3 times.
Exactly, and apparently he's obviously very good friends with Henry Cavill, because you know who's not friends with Henry Cavill at this point, and he's been pushing to have Black Adam face off against his version of Superman, and I'm like, okay, yes, that sounds awesome.
Yes.
And I don't. Okay, now this is where I was like, okay, I don't get this part, and I don't. Maybe fans are fans of any character, whatever, but apparently The Rock is a very big fan of Jeremy Irons' version of Alfred, and he wants to share.
What did I tell you last time? What did we say?
No, but I'm like, okay, look, out of everything, I got the Man of Steel thing. I love that The Rock's like, yo, but Alfred, that's the one. I need him right next to me throughout the. Can he be my butler?
But Alfred is so key, isn't he? Like, he's so key. And Jeremy Irons, I told you this, like, wasn't it a couple of weeks ago? What did I say? That Jeremy Irons was arguably one of the better Alfreds that we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, he just had that sass that Michael Caine didn't.
Yeah, Michael Caine was just Michael Caine.
Like the sass when Superman actually finally shows up and goes, "You must be Alfred," and he goes, "Well, he said you would be here." By the way, I know these dialogues. But I hope you're not too late. Like, that's the sass that we need Alfred to have.
Yeah. And again, like I'm gonna continue on that thing. Apparently, he has reached out to like again. This is all rumors, okay? So take this with a grain of salt. We don't know. This could all be just be made up to just hype people like ourselves. But the other thing that was that apparently he has contacted a number of executives at Warner Media. So just because he wants to keep the Snyderverse alive and see what can be done. But he hasn't gone directly to AT&T yet. AT&T is, of course, the owner of Warner Media. So it seems that's his game plan. He's like, if Warner Media doesn't give me what I want, I'm going to go straight to the store. Like this, this is the poll. This is the poll. This is why people want him to be the president. Like The Rock is just, he's so big at this point that he's like, look, I want to talk to these people. You don't want to talk to me? All right, I'll go to your boss. It's like, come on. Like, that's
no, but The Rock can do that.
Exactly.
The Rock
such a Rock
can
move.
do that. Like, I mean, I think the actors, I don't know what the deal is, because usually you would see the actors actually fighting for it as well. But I have a feeling that these actors feel like they're stuck in the middle, because Gal Gadot obviously, I think, wants to stay in the role. Ben Affleck is done with it. I feel like he would come back, but you gotta actually entice him to come back. I don't think he left because he didn't want to do it. He left because of the politics and the annoying executives. Henry Cavill, yes, he's busy. Yes, he's the Witcher. But I still don't think he's gotten to the Chris Evans or the Robert Downey stage going, I don't want to do this anymore. I think he just needs to have So I don't think any of these actors, like, they don't want to rock the boat with Warner Brothers in case they do have a chance to come back. That's probably why they're not going out in public and actually fighting for it. Because actors can be very outspoken. Like, I'm surprised that these guys are not saying more stuff, apart from Ray Fisher. But that's a separate story.
And let's see what happens, because, you know, obviously, like, out of everyone, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, these are people that have their things secure.
Yes.
Flash movie still coming out.
Ezra
We don't know how well.
Exactly.
We don't know if he'll do well or not, and that will determine his thing. So, like, I think Ben Affleck just kind of left because Ben Affleck obviously had a vision that they were just not okay with, and Ben Affleck's like, no, like, this is like, he's probably, Ben Affleck's like, bro, I have Argo, I won an Oscar, like, let me do this. I have Good Will Hunting. Like, he's probably like fighting for it. Like, trust me, exactly. He's like, let me do my thing, and they're like, no, you can. It's what happened with Wonder Woman, the sequel, which apparently like Patty Jenkins had a ending in mind, and Warner Brothers was like, no, you have to do this, and she's like, what the hell? Like,
are you serious?
I did a good job. I made the first one that made this a huge thing. I think that's the problem.
See, Warner Brothers is the problem. Like, I feel like Warner Brothers should be divorced from DC and just put somebody at AT&T or HBO Max in charge.
Look, I'm gonna say something.
They need their Kevin Feige. Yes.
I'm gonna say something.
Say something.
That will just disrupt the entire world. Okay? This is gonna rock the entire world, but I think Disney should buy DC.
Yes.
I think if Disney buys DC, they will treat it with the respect it deserves. We will finally see DC versus Marvel in some way. They might do it. They might make an offshoot TV show somewhere, and it's gonna be DC versus Marvel. I would like just think about that. I'm like, oh my god, Superman versus Thor. That would be so sick. Like, I just think Disney should just Disney, please, yo, just buy them.
Okay, first of all, this is copyright fresh off the screen.
Yeah. Okay, Disney, if you do buy them, we gotta cut. Okay, we got something. We'll take 10% and a meeting with Henry Cavill. Like, we want to have a sit down with Henry Cavill and we'll chill with him in his Witcher outfit. He needs to wear his Witcher outfit when he sits down with us.
We can't make him do that. That's just mean. No.